friends, welcome to Rika's World. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. If you're a new subscriber, please take the time to like and subscribe to my channel. Okay, so as you can see, I have my calendar, and on my calendar, I write out all of my bills that are due and when they're due. And then I also write out my paydays. My calendar is very simple. Over here, I have my sinking funds and my cash envelopes. So for instance, I have my bills, rent, nail net, my phone bill, Pepco, and on this day I will do my envelope stuffing, is which I will put my grocery monies away, my gas money, my fund money, and my money for my home expenses. And I also have my car note, BG&E, iTunes, Capital One card payment, and then I will also do my stuff in here. So as you can see, I do it every 2 weeks since I get paid weekly. So whatever I put in for that stuff in will be half of the total amount I have for that month. And I have my car insurance, and that's about it. So now we will actually go over my budget. We will actually do a budget. So right here I have a form that I made, which is my monthly budget tracker. And I would just fill out the different sections of this tracker. So for instance, let's see, I will have, I'm not sure if this is a good color, sorry. All right, so my income would be from Ryder, since that's my job. And as I mentioned earlier, I will budget for the month of January. For the month of January, I will budget $3,000. So I'll put $3,000. And if you have a part-time or you expect to get any other money in, whether it be a part-time job, some money that someone owes you or anything, you can put that here under there and just add it to your budget. But for me, I only have Ryder as my income. So my total budget amount for income will be $3,000. And then here is where the actual, but this will come at the end of the month when you go over your budget. So here I will list all of my bills. Okay, so I have them all listed here. And then what I budget for each category, for each bill, I will put in my budget account. So my rent is usually $652, and that includes the water and gas. And then I will have nail net, which is my school loan. It will be $50 a month, which is the minimum payment. Then I have my cell phone, which me and my mom shares. It will be $113.16 for me. Then I have Pepco, which is an old debt. I used to have this account at my old place, so I owe on that, so I'm paying that off. The minimum payment is $66. Then I have my car note, which is $290.30. I have BG&E, which is different each month, but I've never paid more than $162. So I always budget for around $162. iTunes is $14.99 because I have the family sharing iTunes package. Then I have Capital One, which is a credit card I have that I'm trying to pay off. The minimum payment is $25. Then I have State Farm, which is my car insurance, which is $314.71. And I will then add this all up, and that will give me my bill total. I added it up off screen, and the total would be $1,688.16. So I would then subtract my bill total from my budgeted income amount, and that will leave me with $1,311.84. And as you can see, leftover is A. So I will then put my leftover, which is $1,311.84 here. And then after I pay my bills, I will have my categories, as I discussed earlier, which I do in cash envelopes. So those include groceries, gas, fun money, which is spending money, and home. Anything I need for my home, whether it's toiletries or anything in that nature. So I set aside a certain amount a month. As I mentioned, for groceries, I set aside $120 a month. For gas, I set aside $100. For my fun money, I allow myself $120 a month. For home, I set aside $40. After adding this all up for my envelope, so it'll be 120 plus 100, and then another 120 and 40. That will give me $380 as the total. I will then subtract that total from my previous balance, my leftover amount, and that will give me $931.84. And then that $931.84 will be moved over for my leftover here. So it'll be $931.84 as leftover. And these will be my sinking funds, things that I'm saving towards or that I'm building money up for. And those include the following. Mine include the following. So I have set aside for my, okay, so for AXA, it's a loan that I have that I took out, and it's due every 3 months. I pay $88.11 is what I pay every 3 months. So I set aside $30 a month for this, so that when the 3rd month comes, I can just pay it out. And then for medical, I pay co-pays for different things, so I will set aside $20 a month for medical. Date night, which is a must, I set aside $40 a month. Clothing, I wear a uniform at work, and I have enough clothing to get me through the moment, so I only set aside $10 a month for clothing. But I can always spend my spending money if I need to buy anything for clothing and I don't have enough. So then I also have gifts. So this includes birthdays, weddings, anniversaries, anything of that nature. I have $20 set aside each month. Then I have giving, whether that's tithes, giving to the homeless, paying it forward, wherever giving is to you is what you can use that as. So I set aside $5 a month for giving. Then I have vacation. I plan to take a few trips this year. So I set aside $60 a month. That way, whenever the time comes for me to take that trip, I will have some money saved up. So adding all of these together, I have a total of $185 for my sinking funds. So $931.84 minus $185 will leave me with $746.84. All right, and then I'm not really paying off debt as of now. So I'm on baby step number 1, which is working towards $1,000 emergency fund. And you try to build your emergency fund up as quickly as possible. So right now, I'm working towards saving that emergency fund. So all of my extra money, after I pay my bills and everything, which is the $746.84, will go towards my emergency fund. So here, I will just X that out for the moment because I'm not really focused on debt right now. And then I will put my leftover here for $746.84 is the leftover. And what I'm working towards is my emergency fund, which is baby step number 1. And then to finish out my zero-based budget, to make this amount equal 0, I will put all of this, which is $746.84, into my emergency fund. And my total will be the same, $746.84. So if I subtract that from my previous total, it will leave me with $0. You always want to end with $0. So give your money a place. So every dollar needs to be accounted for. So this here is my monthly budget. And each week I do a weekly budget. So that I will discuss in a further video. So remember, you list all of your bills, all of your categories. So like groceries, things that you need for your 4 walls. So you have groceries, gas, you need gas in your car to get around. You have to give yourself some type of leeway. Sticking to a budget is hard. So if you just stick all of your money and not give yourself any money to spend and have fun with, then it would definitely be hard. So give yourself some fun money. It doesn't have to be this much. It doesn't have to be whatever works for your budget. And then I have everything I need for my home. And then I have my sinking funds. Some people, if your budget is really tight, you do not have to have sinking funds. You can just work on actually trying to pay your bills and pay for your categories. So like your groceries and your home, things that you need for your 4 walls is the goal, basically. And then everything that's left over after you pay everything that you're supposed to pay for that month will go towards your savings, or if you're on the debt snowball step, it will go towards your debt, but it must come out to a 0 balance. Every dollar should have a name.